She vacillated daily on which job was better. Generally, a bad day at one made the other look ideal. "Getting on up there?" Tessa screeched, loud enough to get Sarah's attention. "I'm 34, not 50. What the hell kind of thing is that for a nurse to say to a pregnant woman?" Sara stared at her sister. "What?" "Have you heard a word I've said?" Sara tried to sound convincing. "Yes, of course I have." Tessa frowned. "You're thinking about Jeffrey, aren't you?" Sara was surprised by the question. For once, her ex-husband had been the last thing on her mind. "No." "Sara, don't lie to me," Tessa countered. "Everybody in town saw that sign girl up at the station Friday." "She was lettering the new police car," Sara answered, feeling a warm flush come to her cheeks. Tessa gave a disbelieving look. "Wasn't that his excuse the last time?" Sara did not answer. She could still remember the day she'd come home early from work to find Jeffrey in bed with the owner of the local sign shop. The whole Linton family was both amazed and irritated that Sara was dating Jeffrey again. And while Sara, for the most part, shared their sentiments, she felt incapable of making a clean break. Logic eluded her where Jeffrey was concerned. Tessa warned, "You just need to be careful with him. Don't let him get too comfortable." "I'm not an idiot." "Sometimes you are." "Well, you are too," Sara shot back, feeling foolish even before the words came out of her mouth. But for the whir of the air conditioning, the car was quiet. Finally, Tessa offered, "You should have said, 'I know you are, but what am I?'" Sara wanted to laugh it off, but she was too irritated. "Tessie, it's none of your business." Tessa barked a loud laugh that rattled in Sara's ears. "Well, hell, honey, that's never stopped anybody before. I'm sure damn Marla Sims was on the phone before the little bitch even got out of her truck." "Don't call her that." Tessa waved her spoon in the air again. "What do you want me to call her, slut?" "Nothing," Sara told her, and meant it. "Don't call her anything." "Oh, I think she deserves a few choice words. Jeffrey's the one who cheated. She just took advantage of a good opportunity." "You know," Tessa began, "I took advantage of plenty of good opportunities in my time, but I never chased after a married one." Sara closed her eyes, willing her sister to stop. She did not want to have this conversation. Tessa added, "Marla told Penny Brock she's put on weight." "What were you doing talking to Penny Brock?" "Stopped up drain in their kitchen," Tessa said, smacking her mouth around her spoon. Tessa had quit working full-time with their father in the family plumbing business when her swollen belly made it impossible to navigate crawl spaces, but she was still capable of taking a plunger to a drain. Tessa said, "According to Penny, she's big as a house." Despite her better intentions, Sara could not help but feel a moment of triumph, followed by a wave of guilt that she could take pleasure in another woman's widening hips. And ass. The sign girl was already a little too full in the flank for her own good. Tessa said, "I see you smiling." Sara was. Her cheeks hurt from the strain of keeping her mouth closed. "This is horrible." "Since when?" "Since..." Sara let her voice trail off. "Since it makes me feel like an absolute idiot?" "Well, you am what you am, as Popeye would say." Tessa made a great show of scraping her plastic spoon around the cardboard cup as she wiped it clean. She sighed heavily, as if her day had just taken a turn for the worse. "Can I have the rest of yours?" "No." "I'm pregnant!" Tessa squeaked. "That's not my fault." Tessa went back to scraping her cup. To add to the annoyance, she started scratching the bottom of her foot on the dashboard's burled wood inlay. A full minute passed before Sara felt an older sister's guilt hit her like a sledgehammer. She tried to fight it by eating more ice cream, but it stuck in her throat. "Here, you big baby." Sara handed over her cup. "Thank you."